Let me ask you something. If you needed $10,000 by the end of this year, what would you do? Most 20-year-olds have no answer, not because they are not smart, but because nobody ever taught them how money actually moves. School taught you the American Revolution and the quadratic formula. It did not teach you how to walk into a room and convince someone to back you. That changes today. Part 1. Why 20 is actually a great age to raise money. I know what you are thinking. You are thinking you are too young. You think people will not take you seriously. Here is what investors actually think. They think youth means energy. They think youth means hunger. They think youth means you have not developed the bad habits that make older founders slow. Mark Zuckerberg raised his first outside capital at 19 out of a Harvard dorm room. The Airbnb founders were broke 20-somethings maxing out credit cards when they landed their first investors. Michael Dell started with $1,000 at 19 and built a billion-dollar company before he was old enough to rent a car. Age is not your problem. Preparation is. At 20, you have almost no downside, no mortgage, no dependents, no 30-year payment plan holding you in place. You have the freedom to take risks that a 35-year-old with 2 kids and a car note simply cannot afford. That asymmetry is a form of capital in itself. The question is not whether you are old enough. The question is whether you are ready enough. And readiness is something you can build starting today. Part 2. Get clear on what you are raising for. Before you talk to a single person about funding, you need clarity on one thing. What is the money for? Most people who try to raise money at 20 have a vague idea. They want to start something. They want to invest. That vagueness is a red flag. In America, where investors have seen thousands of pitches, fuzzy thinking gets you shown the door fast. There are 3 broad reasons a 20-year-old raises money: to start or grow a business, to invest in an asset, or to fund their own education and skills. Each one has a different strategy and a different audience. If you are raising to start a business, talk to angels, accelerators, and grant programs. If you are raising to invest, talk to family, peer lenders, or investment platforms. If you are raising for education, look at scholarships, federal grants, and employer sponsorship. Write down which category you are in. Everything flows from that. Part 3. The 3 sources of early capital. At 20, your money comes from one of 3 places: friends and family, institutions, or the market. Friends and family is where most people start and where most people make their first mistake. They treat it like a favor. It is not. Friends and family money is real money with real emotional weight. When it goes wrong, it does not just cost you capital, it costs you relationships. Do it properly. Write a 1-page summary. Spell out the terms. Are you offering a loan, equity, or a revenue share? Get it in writing. That protects both sides and signals you are serious. Institutions include banks, credit unions, and federal programs like the SBA. SBA microloans go up to $50,000 and are specifically designed for people who cannot access traditional financing. SCORE offers free mentorship to help you navigate the process. Most young Americans have never heard of either. That is your edge. Institutions ask one question: will I get this money back? Show them a basic financial plan and you are already ahead of 90% of your competition. The market includes crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, university pitch competitions, angel networks like AngelList, and social media. America has the most developed early-stage funding ecosystem in the world. There are more angels, more accelerators, and more pitch competitions per capita than almost anywhere else on Earth. Use that ecosystem. It was built for exactly this moment. Part 4. Build a track record even if you think you have none. Here is the biggest lie 20-year-olds tell themselves. They say, I do not have any experience yet. That is almost never true. A track record is not a successful exit. It is evidence that you execute. Have you organized anything? Sold anything? Solved a problem someone paid you for? That is all experience. The kid who started a pressure washing business at 17 has more credibility with most investors than the kid with a 4.0 who has never sold a single thing. Document everything, Build a one-page bio, put it on LinkedIn, and if you genuinely feel like you have nothing to show, go build something small right now. Flip something on Facebook Marketplace. Complete one freelance project. Earn your first $100 from something you created. That small proof is worth more in any fundraising conversation than anything on a resume. Part 5. How to pitch. A pitch is not a performance. It is a conversation where you are answering one question. Why should I trust you with my money? Here is the structure that works. Start with the problem. Make it concrete and relatable. Tie it to something your audience has personally experienced. Move to your solution. 2 sentences maximum. If you cannot explain it simply, you do not understand it well enough yet. Talk about traction. What have you already done? A waitlist, a pilot, a prototype. Show that you have moved, not just thought. Make the ask specific. How much? What for? What success looks like in 6 months. American investors are trained to spot vagueness immediately. Be precise. Close with why you. What about your background and your obsession with this problem makes you the right bet? Problem, solution, traction, ask, team. Practice it until you can do it in 5 minutes without notes. Part 6. The mistakes that kill fundraising before it starts. Asking too early. Do not ask for money the first time you meet someone. Build the relationship first. Add value. Let them see you work. Then ask. Being vague on terms. Know your numbers. Know what you are offering. Ambiguity reads as unpreparedness every single time. Pitching the wrong people. Not every investor is right for you. Use Crunchbase and AngelList to find people who have backed similar things. One warm intro to the right person beats 100 cold emails to the wrong ones. Treating rejection as a verdict. You will hear no a lot. Every no is information. Ask why, listen, improve, and go again. The founders who raise successfully are the ones who outlast the rejection. Ignoring the legal basics. Know the difference between an LLC and an S-Corp. Understand what a safe note is. You do not need a lawyer for every conversation, but you need to know enough to never sign something you do not understand. SCORE in your university's entrepreneurship center can get you there for free. Part 7. Build momentum before you need the money. The best time to raise is when you do not desperately need it. When you are desperate, it shows. You accept bad terms. You move too fast. You make deals you will regret. The alternative is to build in public now. Post on LinkedIn. Start a social account around what you are building. America has a deep culture of rooting for the person who grinds in public. If people can see your journey, they will invest in you emotionally long before they invest financially. By the time you go to raise, you want people to already know who you are and what you are building. That changes every single conversation. Your 90-day action plan. Days 1 to 30. Get clear. Nail your number. Write your one-page overview. Document your track record. Set up your online presence and walk into your university's entrepreneurship center. Days 30 to 60. Build relationships. Attend 3 events where investors and founders show up. Have 5 real conversations. Ask for advice, not money. Days 60 to 90. Make the ask. Pick your top 3 targets. Prepare your pitch. Request the meeting. Follow up within 24 hours. Stay consistent. 90 days. That is all it takes to completely change your position if you move with intention. Final thoughts. This country was built by people who had nothing and bet on themselves anyway. The immigrant with $20 and a skill. The dropout who built a company in a garage. The kid from a small town who decided their zip code was not their destiny. That story is still available to you right now. Raising money is not about your age, your GPA, or your connections. It is about whether you can answer one question convincingly. Why should I trust you with my money? The answer is not words, it is evidence. Build that evidence now. Start small, move fast. Let people watch you work. And when the time comes to ask, the money will find you far more easily than you ever expected. America rewards the prepared. Go get prepared. If this helped, subscribe. Every week, this channel covers the financial moves most people learn 10 years too late. Drop a comment below and tell me what you are building. I read every single one.